Is it working now? I'm typing into the chat. If you're watching me right now, I'm typing into the chat. Oh, oh, yes! It looks like it might be working. Yay! Oh, okay. All right. There we go. Yay. Okay, let's jump into it because last week I spent like 4 minutes like not knowing what I was doing. So, well, 20 minutes not knowing what I was doing and then 4 minutes explaining about me not knowing what I was doing. And the dog is coming in. Hello, dog. How are you, dog? Let me get my coffee. So if you hear jingle jangling, it's my dog's collar. Let me make sure my angle looks okay because it looks like it looks fine. So today we're going to be talking about natural makeup, meaning that it doesn't look like you're wearing a whole lot of makeup. And I thought this would be a great topic because going into the winter time, people are kind of going into hibernation. They're kind of going into, it's getting a little chillier out, you may not want to feel like you want to go full glam. So I thought we would talk about different products that work for all different skin tones, all different skin types, that are great for a natural look. Now, I only have one skin tone, obviously. I only have one skin type, obviously. So that's where the collective brain of makeup awesomeness comes in, also known as the What's Up in Makeup chat that's scrolling right next to me. These are the people that are here live. If you'd like to join us live, we're here 10 a.m. on the YouTube channel. Typically, there's a link under the YouTube video. Unfortunately, this week I couldn't get it up. I was having some technical difficulties. So I couldn't get the link up, but if somebody has the link to it and wants to post it in the comments of What's Up in Makeup, I would not be opposed to someone doing that because I didn't get a chance to put it underneath the actual video. That is my first sip of coffee, and it's like lifeblood. It's so good. It's so good. It's French vanilla. It's delicious. Okay. So the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. Let's go back to them. So if you are not, as I was saying, is we're here at 10 a.m. or not, yep, 10 a.m. Eastern time is the time that I am here, depending on your time. So you got to check their time zones. You can always type into Google about the time zones. Say convert whatever time you are, CST to EST, and it'll tell you what time. It'll help you convert it. It's super easy. So anyway, let me go ahead and say hello to the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. Whenever people are in my house, I would like to greet them before I move on to talking about other things. So Julia is here, Cheyenne is here, Brittany, and Tina, and Julia. I already said Julia. Hi, Julia. Let's see. Takai, I think I said that right, in Australia. I hope I said that right. I think I said Cheyenne. What's up, Cheyenne? Let's see. Lots of people, they were all having a nice conversation early. Valerie is in the house. Nikki, Roxanne. Tabitha's here. Vicky's here. Nancy is here. Catherine Downing, check out her YouTube channel. Shelly is here. Michelle. And Cheryl. Abby is here. I already said Shelly. And we'll do a couple more. Aspen is here. And Carolyn's here. And the gold digger in the house. And Trish and Steph are here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and scroll all the way down to the bottom to the most recent comments. If I didn't say hello to you, good morning, hello, hope you are well. So what we need to start with, I think, is foundation. That's just me. One little tip though, which I didn't get out, I wish I gotten out, but one good tip is, let's say you have a matte foundation and you don't want it to look so flat, because sometimes matte foundations can make you look like you don't have real skin. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. It gives you that flat look. So one thing you can do is you can add illuminating primer, and I'm like trying to think off the top of my head. Hold on, sorry guys. Usually I'm more prepared than this. And of course, I can't find one right this second. But, okay. But, we'll talk to the collective brain about their favorite illuminating primer so we can actually get some real information up in this place. So, illuminating primer underneath your matte foundation will help give it a little more of a natural finish. I'm going to pull you guys down a little bit. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I didn't put this on the box. Ooh, okay. Cat's here. What's up, Cat? What's up, Jen? All right, there we go. That should be better, hopefully. Okay, so putting that illuminating primer can really, really help. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and see if there's anybody that's talking about. Becca Backlit Primer is amazing, according to Valerie. Rose says she posted the link. Thank you so much, Rose, for doing that. Hello in Puerto Rico. Yes, happy Soupy Month. What does that mean, Steph? What does that mean? Becca Backlit Primer and the MAC Strobe Cream. Nice. Everybody's saying the Becca. Anna says the Becca too. So that's a great indication that the Becca is awesome. Excuse me for a second. I had someone say something to me once that they thought it was disgusting that I was like touching my face during the chat. So I try to like go away for a second. Shiseido makes a great illuminating primer according to Krista. Peter Thomas Roth, Cheryl says, 24 karat gold. Julie says the City Color illuminating primer at Five Below, if you have a Five Below, that is mid-United States, typically over to the east, where they sell City Color. I think you can buy it online too. Antonetta says Lumi by Maybelline. Brianna says, I just got to try the Too Faced RX primer. I don't know if it extends my foundation, but it was very moisturizing. I feel the same way about that primer. Definitely, definitely. Carrie, this is her first time able to join. Hello in Mexico. Kat says the hard candy illuminating drop. See, we're getting all this great information from the collective brain because I couldn't think of a single one. I'm just failing right here, but you guys are helping me out, and I appreciate that. That's what the collective brain is all about. Brianna says, I just wish the Becca wasn't so expensive. I am totally with you on that, Brianna. I'm totally with you. Okay, so along with your illuminating primer for your matte foundation, you of course don't want to use an illuminating primer with an illuminating foundation. You could probably just use any old primer for a regular foundation. You don't need an illuminating one, so you don't want to overdo it there. As far as foundations and things that I use for a more natural look, it really depends on the amount of discoloration that's in your skin because you're going to want to use your concealer first, or some people use it after. It's really what's best for you. And then throw your foundation on. But some foundations that I use because I have normal skin, I don't have acne, I don't have scarring, things like that. These are things that work for me personally, and then we'll go into the collective brain and see what works for them. So one thing that I do a lot is using a powder foundation, especially if I'm in a hurry because it cuts out the step of a powder. Unfortunately, they don't last super long, so this is something I need to throw in my purse. Now, this one I'm just trying. This one I've only used once, and I've only used it over foundation, but I just wanted to show it to you anyway because I did like it over top of foundation. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro. I got this for free at Generation Beauty from the Bare Minerals booth, and anybody that went to Generation Beauty that stood in the line for Bare Minerals got one of these. One that is tried and true is the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. It does smell like chocolate, so if you don't like that, you won't like this. But it just gives a really nice, very light coverage to the skin and also cuts out that powder step. But again, lasting power is not great, so you want to put it in your purse for the day. Thankfully, it's got a really nice hard packaging. Is it magnetic? No, it's a snap closure. But the snap closure is very, very strong. I've never had a problem with it. So as far as actual foundations, an old reliable of mine that I absolutely love is the Garnier BB cream. Mine shade is in light medium. I love this one for giving just enough coverage so that my skin still looks super, super natural. I really love that. Really love this a lot. And it's not super expensive either, so that's really, really nice. It's so funny. All my stuff is drugstore. What is this? Sometimes drugstore is just really good. That's just what it is. And Kat says, if you have acne, BB cream still looks great. Fantastic. Great to know. And Michelle says, It Cosmetics CC is my go-to natural foundation. I have the It Cosmetics CC. I have it in medium. It's too yellow for me, but I liked it when I used it. I liked it when I used it, but I can't really use it because it's really the wrong color for me. It makes me look weird. So Daniel says, it's been over a month since I've been in chat. Welcome back, Daniel. I appreciate you being here. Julie says the Winky Lux powder from the Ipsy bag has a wonderful finish, and I absolutely agree with that. That was wonderful. And if you, even if you don't subscribe to Ipsy, you might be able to get the Ipsy deals. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you have to be subscribed to Ipsy, but I'm pretty sure there's a discount code at Winky Lux right now. Takai says, I've tried the Garnier, but it runs too dark for me. Oh, no. Oh, man. Mimi says she loves the Professional. That's good to know. Yeah, CoverGirl BB Matte is good too, Monica says. Carolyn says she hasn't found a good BB cream yet. Another one that people don't talk about much is the L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Foundation. This one's really, really nice. Gives a beautiful, like, sateen kind of finish. It's very natural looking. Looks really, really good. I've had this for a while. I'm hoping it's still available. The only thing I don't like about this, it's kind of weird how, like, the bottle, you can see through it and see the product inside. I mean, I guess that's a good thing to be able to know how much product you have left, but I don't know. It's weird for a squeezy tube to be able to see through. I don't know. It bothers me. It's kind of weird. And then the other one that I really like, this one says that it's a soft matte foundation. This is the Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. And I have number 60 Sandy Beige. My L'Oreal Visible Lift is in Creamy Natural. But I really like this one as well. I feel like it gives a really nice, very natural finish. Another one that I bring up all the time, if you want super light coverage, super light, is the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer Protect and Perfect that I talk about all the time. I brought that out because that was the only thing high-end that I had that I thought was appropriate for this category. Because most of the high-end stuff that I have is not natural looking, like, at all. It makes you look like... It's more full coverage. Not that that's a bad thing, but it doesn't go with the topic. So I'm going to go ahead and consult the collective brain for foundations. Let's see. My mom has dry, mature skin and loves the Visible Lift, Aspen says. Brittany says, I love BB creams. I prefer them for my work days because I don't have that bad of skin. It just evens out my tone without being so thick. Yes, that's what we're talking about today. Carolyn says, I want to try the e.l.f. The e.l.f. moisture stick that I talk about all the time, I feel like is a little bit more full coverage. So if you're looking for that more full coverage, the e.l.f. moisturizing stick, if you can get your hands on it, is stinking amazing. But that's the only e.l.f. one that I've tried that I liked. Flory says, It Cosmetics is my holy grail, but I just got the L'Oreal, so I hope it's a good dupe. And then Carolyn says, the Acne e.l.f. foundation is really good. That's good to know. Redhead for Trouble says, BB cushions are the only foundations I wear anymore. The Hera one is my favorite. Interesting. Very interesting. Takai wants to know if the Milani's any good. I don't. Oh, the Milani. You know what? I didn't like the Milani. The Milani 3-in-1. Everybody loves that one. And I didn't like it. I felt like it didn't look right on my skin. Like it looked like it was streaky to go on for me. I don't know. It just wasn't like... I'm like, why are people talking about it? Maybe I got a bad one or something because everybody seems to love that Milani 3-in-1 foundation. And I did not like it. I ended up getting rid of it because it just wasn't good for me. I must have gotten a bad one or something because, or I'm like a freak of nature because everybody loves that Milani foundation. Michelle says, the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue works great for me. And Emily says, the L'Oreal Lumi Cushion is really nice and really natural. And you know what? I found that too about the Lumi Cushion. The Lumi Cushion just makes me angry in that you get such little product. And like you have to flip the sponge over. And it doesn't last a super long time on me. But it is beautiful. Like off the bat, it's beautiful. Anna says, Tati raves about it. I'm thinking, what am I missing? Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't work for me. Megan says, Milani 3-in-1 is so yellow. I look like an Oompa Loompa. And I had that problem too with that, Megan. I had the exact same problem. Yeah, so I don't know. And Julie says Tati loves the Milani, but it doesn't sit well on my skin. It doesn't sit well on my skin either. I feel like there's something wrong with me. Do you ever do that where you're watching a YouTube video and there's your favorite YouTuber is like raving about something and it's like, I don't like that product. The product doesn't work for me, and you feel like, is there something wrong with me because they love it and I don't? Like, what is going on here? So yeah. But anyway, that's kind of the way that I felt about it. Jen from Indie Kitty 1 says, as far as the Milani goes, maybe you were the honest non-bandwagon reviewer. You know, I love Tati, though. Like, I'm not gonna... I don't know. I mean, I trust Tati. I do. I have to say I do. And I know not all my viewers love Tati, but I personally do. And you can't make me not love her. Only she can make me not love her, and she's been awesome so far. All right, moving on. Flory says she's not a fan of cushion foundations either, and I think that it's also the application with a cushion foundation as well. Anna says, Makeup Forever Water Blend looks great on the skin if you don't need much coverage. Carolyn says, I love the Urban Decay All-Nighter. Yeah, the all-nighter. I've heard that one's pretty thick, though. Steph says lots of stuff pulls orange on her. And Catherine says Tati's great. I love her. All right, let's move on to eyeshadow, natural eyeshadows. So I have some drugstore options first, some things that I personally really love. I wasn't going to bring this out, but I saw it at Ulta the other day that they're still selling it. This is the NYX, the To-Go palette, La Palette Indispensable. And it comes with 6 eyeshadows, a highlight, a blush, and a bronzer. Now, I'm really bringing this out for the eyeshadows. The eyeshadows are pretty awesome. The bronzer is... the blush is pretty good. The highlight's pretty good. I'm not as big of a fan of the bronzer. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of orange, and I don't know. It just just not, it's very warm toned, and I don't know. I don't know. See, it looks pretty on my hand. Now I'm thinking like what I have in my head may not be what, you ever do that? Like you try something and you look at it and like, oh, I don't like that. And you try it and it's like, wait a second, maybe I do like that. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, I remember trying this and saying I didn't like the bronzer, but I like the blush, I like the highlight, I especially like the eyeshadows, and I love the color combination here. I absolutely love the color combination. Let me see if I can swatch some of these for you. They are so incredibly creamy, like they feel like high-end shadows. This one's a little bit chunky. That one doesn't feel quite as good. I got 5 fingers and 6 shadows. What is up here? All right. They just feel like high-end shadows. One more. They feel super creamy. They're opaque. They're easy to blend. Like, I don't know why NYX doesn't make all their shadows like this, because some NYX shadows are pretty stinking terrible. This one's probably the most powdery, but they're really good. They're great on the eyes. They're really nice. And of course, this is a very coral blush. I don't know how much you're going to want that this season because people typically shy away from corals. But yeah, this one's fantastic. If you can get your hands on this, it's wonderful. I think there's a couple of them. There might be ones for different skin tones, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure there's more than one though. Crystal says, yes, that NYX, I have that palette. I gotta give that a shout out. Yes, definitely. Stevie's Girl says that NYX BB cream works good too for natural. That evens my skin tone. Very good. Big pans on the NYX. Yeah, they are nice sized pans. Let me see how big they are. Does it say on here? It should. It is talc based though, so just warning you, if you don't like talc, you're not going to like this. Don't get it if you don't like talc. And the blush has aluminum starch, so some people that don't like aluminum, you're not going to like this either. I was trying to find the sizes and I don't see them. Oh, here we go. Eyeshadows are 0.05 ounces and the highlighter and blush are 0.08. So that's a nice size. That's a decent size. All right, let me get my towel here. Hold on a second. My quick removal of product here. Okay. Then, of course, I have to bring out my e.l.f. palettes. These things are so good, so good. Ones that you can get, they're a little more accessible. The Walking on Eggshells palette is really, really good. It's a trio. And then, of course, the... hold on. It's right here. The Comfort Zone, but this one, I didn't bring it out because I don't know if I would say that this is the best natural palette. It's got some nice natural shades in it, like these 3 up here, but I didn't bring that one out. But I think Walking on Eggshells is probably my favorite as far as the e.l.f. palette. Oh, that's Wet n Wild. Goodness, what in... Jen needs to get more sleep. Wet n Wild, Walking on Eggshells. Wet n Wild, Comfort Zone, but only for these top 3 shades. e.l.f. This is live, girlfriend. This is live. And sometimes Jen can't, you know, I edit these things out in my videos. e.l.f. Goodness. All right, here we go. Let's go for some e.l.f. e.l.f. Mad for Matte. This one's really, really nice if you love matte eyeshadows. I think these are $10 on the e.l.f. website. I've never seen them in store, but I've heard you can find these in some stores. Excuse the fingerprints on the top. But this is wonderful, especially a matte eyeshadow palette like this at the drugstore. Like, what? This one's my favorite though. The one that's the Kneaded Nude. And I love the color range. The color range is so nice. You've got some really light ones, some medium ones, and some deep ones. I feel like they kind of overdid it on the deep a little bit. I probably could have done without this one right here. Like, just give us this deep one. We don't need that one. And maybe throw in another medium one instead. That's what I would have done if I were e.l.f. But yeah. These e.l.f. ones are fantastic, but you have to get them on the e.l.f. website, unfortunately, for most people. I have heard that people have seen them in stores. As far as higher end palettes, of course, I have to talk about the Urban Decay Naked palettes. These are staples, as far as everybody knows that these are amazing. And if you haven't been around my channel for a super long time, the Urban Decay Naked 2 is actually part of the inspiration for this channel, in that when I got the Urban Decay Naked 2, I had never tried a high-end eyeshadow. And when I used it, I was like, my makeup looks amazing. Like, how did I do that? And it was because of the quality of the shadows, because I had never used a very high quality eyeshadow before, and the way they blended. It was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, I've been living in Revlon eyeshadow land my whole life, and it was like, oh, nothing like that. The angels sang and the palette was glowing and it was amazing. But yeah, I mean, these palettes are amazing. They're famous for a reason. There's a reason why an entire line is Naked by Urban Decay. It's because they are genuinely amazing. Genuinely amazing. Kelly says she loves the It Naturally Pretty palette, and I love it too. A lot of people say that muddies on them. I do not think it muddies on me. If these are not in your budget, I definitely recommend picking up one of the small Naked Basics palettes. I know that the new Naked Basics came out and that one looks amazing. I've been watching some reviews and it looks fantastic, but that may not be in your budget. What I would recommend if you want one of these palettes is to get the Naked Basics 2 if you like the matte. I like the shade range in this, especially if you were of a deeper skin tone. It's going to give you more options of things to do. I feel like this is kind of a staple in my personal collection because when I need a matte shade, I know I can just grab this and I can use this for a transition. And look at all these skin tones you could have a transition for. You know, I mean, anybody. And then you can also deepen up looks. So like, let's say you're in a palette like the Miss Jen Fabulous palette by Ulta brand. Maybe you're in that palette and you don't have a deep color. Well, here's your deep color right here, or here, you know, or here. Well, no, probably not. Probably this one over here. But you've got deep shades as well, you know. So this is just a really nice, oh my gosh, emergency, I need a matte eyeshadow and I can't find one. Like, it's right here. It's right here. Michelle says she loves the Naked Basics Ultimate. It really looks amazing. It really looks amazing. Everybody's saying they love the Naked Basics palette. Another one people are talking about is the chocolate bar, and I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't have this one already sitting out. I think it's because it was in my little stand there. But the original chocolate bar palette, if these shades are calling to you, these can create such a beautiful, natural look. So incredibly beautiful. And I'm starting to think, I dare to say, I'm going to have to do some ingredient research on the chocolate bar palette, the sweet peach palette, the bonbons palette, and compare them to the newest Too Faced formulas, because I dare to say that they're different, because I'm trying out the holiday sets, and people always say the holiday sets always suck, but like, I'm hoping this isn't a permanent change, because I'm trying out these holiday sets, which review is coming very soon. I'm hoping next week, for the Grand Cafe, and then the one that's exclusive to Sephora, the chocolate shop. I feel like it's like there's something wrong here. Like there's something going on, especially with the shimmer shades, that they're just not right. You know, like when you get something like Creme Brulee, these satin shades over here, and then you go into satin shade in the holiday set, and it's like, what is this? What is going on here? But this is definitely probably my favorite palette of all time. You can create natural looks, but you can also create more intense looks with this as well. And it's just really easy to use. And I think that one of those things that people that buy drugstore makeup, I would encourage you to think about investing in either the chocolate bar palette or one of the Naked palettes, because of the frustration factor. When you use a lot of drugstore products, you know, it takes a lot to blend it. And then when you try one of these higher end palettes, it's like, oh my gosh, my life is so easy. And you can still use the drugstore palettes, but those days where you just don't want to fool with it, you just don't want to mess with it, you know, it's nice to have that in your back pocket, you know, even if it's just one of them. Exceptions being, I mean, I feel like this definitely compares to the high-end ones. This is close to high-end, but I wouldn't say it's quite there. Same thing with the Wet n Wild. I don't feel like it's quite at that high-end. I do feel like the NYX really feels like it is, though. The NYX is really, really good. Really good. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend just investing in one. The Balm Meat Matrimony is awesome, Rose says. I have that on order from Haute Look. Brianna says, I didn't like the chocolate bar, the semi-sweet. I know I'm the only one who doesn't like these palettes. I would be curious, Brianna, why? Because I'm sure you're not the only one. I'm sure there are other people. And I think it's Carolyn. Is it Carolyn that doesn't like Too Faced? There's somebody that I've been talking to in the past day or two that I know does not like Too Faced, and I think it might be Carolyn. But anyway. So, oh, you know what? Maybe it's, okay, never mind, because that person's not here. So, Lorac Pro Matte. Do I have a Lorac? I don't have a Lorac Pro Matte. I don't have that one. Sorry. But what I do have is the Lorac Mega Pro 3, which is also a really nice option for natural makeup. I used this once. once so far, and it's filthy, number one. But number two, the shadows are amazing, and they're incredibly consistent throughout. Very consistent. In that the formulas, like when you touch one of these shimmer formulas or these satin formulas, and you touch another one, they're the same. Like, I don't know how they do it. Yeah, it is Carolyn that hates Too Faced. See, I knew it. See, I got you. I got you. And the mattes are amazing. The mattes are amazing. I think this is the way that these work. I feel like I wish the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette blended as easily as these blend. I would personally recommend this over the IT Naturally Pretty. If you like the IT Naturally Pretty, you may really like this a lot because it's kind of similar in what's going on here, but they blend a lot easier and they don't go together as easy. They keep their true color a little bit more. But yes, this one's a really good one so far. But I've only used it once. I'm still going to review it. Felicia says she loves the chocolate bar palette. And Felicia is of a deeper skin tone, just so you know. Okay, so ladies with deeper skin tones, she loves the chocolate bar palette. So, and if you, if I don't know your skin tone and you have a specific opinion and you have a different skin tone than me, I would love to make sure that people watching of different skin tones know what works for people of different skin tones as well. Because I know there's a lot of people in here of very different skin tones, medium, deep. Okay, last one I wanted to talk about was the nude dude that is on Hot Look all the time. Felicia says, anyone getting the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette on Tuesday? Are you talking about the re-release of the Modern Renaissance? I'd be curious to know who's getting that as well. Antonetta says about Kohl's carries Cargo. Do you like Cargo eyeshadows? Because Cargo eyeshadows have not been good for me. I've only tried one palette from Cargo that I liked. That's very interesting. Carolyn says the Kat Von D didn't call to me. I'm not getting the Kat Von D this year either, and that's the first time ever. So, Pancake says, I can speak to the girls who are pale AF. Brianna says she has fair skin. Oh, wonderful. And Too Faced Semi-Sweet for deeper skin as well from Phil. Wonderful. Thank you so much. F-I-L, not P-H-I-L. Let's see. I love the nude dude. Redheaded for Trouble says, yeah, I mean, it's got a really nice range of shades. You are going to need a matte palette to supplement this because these are all shimmer shades, except for, I think, this one. Even that's got a little bit of a satin finish to it. So you are going to need a matte palette to supplement this, but it's a really nice palette. Lasting power is fantastic. So there you go. All right, so I wanted to move on to blushes and highlights and contours. Let's see. Faye says, nightmare trying to find something that can do pale and freckles. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Is anyone suggestion for super fair, as in albino fair? Tiffany Campbell says, Jen, can you do value for price with the palettes? Not right this second, unfortunately, because I would need to do a lot of looking up and I wouldn't be able to talk to you for long periods of time. But we could do that, or I could teach you how I do it. Miku says, I hope I said that right. Miku says deep skin here. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, definitely chime in. Definitely chime in. Megan says, I need some nude dudes in my life. Haha. And it's funny that there's a chick on the front, but then there's naked men on the inside. It's just very funny. Okay. Moving on to blushes. Now, one of my blushes fell. But when I reach for a natural blush, for me and my light to medium skin tone, I reach for deep mauves. I know that's kind of weird because when someone says a natural color, you think that something closer to the skin tone would be beautiful. But these are the shades that I reach for, are ones like this. This was in my Ride or Die tag. This is the Instain Blush in the shade Houndstooth. This is my, it's alternative to Essex by Kat Von D that you can't get anymore. It's just, it gives that natural flush, like in from the cold kind of look to my skin. Aspen says, I love when you break down the value and ingredients, Jen, so helpful. Oh, I'm so glad. Stay Jones, I can't tell you what AF stands for because it's a curse word. And I don't know if there's children listening, but if you type in Google as AF, it'll tell you. So, but anyway, so this is what I use. Uh-oh. Stay Jones looks like they were a creeper, and I didn't realize it. I fell for it. Thanks, Tab. All right, anyway. This blush is fantastic. Lasting power is wonderful, but I always reach for this tone when I go for blushes, and I would love to know what everyone else thinks about when they do when they go for blushes as far as natural blushes. There's a NYX blush in natural that I really, really like a lot, but that one's really, really light. Takai says, I really like mauves. She has cool undertones. And Kimberly says those are her favorite blushes as well. Megan says, I'm super fair too. The only thing that makes me look darker is the amount of freckles. Let's see. Kat Von D blushes were the bomb. They were. I don't know why she doesn't bring them back. Hey, Charlene's in the house. What's up, Charlene? Cheryl says the instant blushes last all day. Agree. Phil says dark. She says for her dark skin, MAC Raisin, Burnt Pepper, and NARS Dolce Vita. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Antoinette says Peaches by MAC. Kristen says, peeps, say it with me. Fave go-to natural blush, Cargo Tonga. Yes, Cargo Tonga is fantastic. Agreed, agreed. Sleek blushes are amazing, Mimi says. And Valerie says, I kind of go for pinky brown blushes. Lauren Joe says, for fair skin, I love Tinge from Lorac. Just got it. Fantastic. Angela says MAC Love Joy Mineralized Blush. Nice. Carolyn says NARS Zen is her favorite. These are all wonderful. I mean, I hope y'all watching are like taking notes, because I'm going to go back and I'm going to take notes and look these things up. Olivia says she loves the Too Faced Love Flush blushes. These are going by really fast. Nancy says I tend to go to my, I lost it. Urban Decay Gwen blush palette. I heard that thing was fantastic. I did not get it, but I heard it's fantastic. Makeup Magic says Elf. Twerked Out says yes, Wet n Wild blushes. Anna says NYX Ombre blush, the Wet n Wild original blushes. Yes, agreed. And the Hourglass blushes are great for natural days. Agreed. Rose says, I blame you for the new, hold on, for the Balm blush palette I bought, Apple Orchard or whatever that is. You know, I hope you love it. I hope you love it. I hope you love it, because I actually ended up taking that back. I returned that. No, I didn't return it. I ended up trading it on eDiv because it didn't end up working for me. But I know it works for a lot of people. Why did I don't think I recommended that one. I hope you love it though. I do hope you love it more than I did, because I know those cream blushes can work for a lot of people. So, yikes, I hope you love it. Oh my goodness. Red on my head says, I'm homesick from church, so I made it this week. Hi, good to see you. I don't know how to pronounce this, but we'll just say Dell says the Balm Frat Boy is one of my all-time faves. Brianna says, I want to try the Becca blushes. I might get the holiday palette. Yeah. I haven't gone into Becca blush land. I've been deep in the Becca highlight land for a long time. But I haven't gone into the blush land. Michelle says the Clinique Cheek Pops are great for natural looks. They build really nicely, the Clinique Cheek Pops. And I feel like for me, they build too slowly. It takes too much work for me. I got a couple of them and I ended up taking them back because I know a lot of people love them. See, look, Carolyn says the Clinique Cheek Pops are good, but I like, oh, yay or nay, Nicole, good YouTube channel. She said she gave it to her mom. Yeah, I mean, I think some people really, really love it, but it didn't work for me. Amber says Max Factor blushes are the bomb for me. Nice. Hopefully we'll get more of those in the States. Wendy says favorite blush is from Bourjois. And I got a Bourjois blush. Who did I get that from? That was from Shannon, I believe, gave me the Bourjois blush that I really like. Let me get it. Where is it? It's right here. I know it's here because I used it the other day. Where are you? Oh, here it is. This one right here. This one's really nice. It's in rose amber. It's beautiful. I got too much stuff in my hands here. Look at this cute packaging, too. It's really pretty. Just really, really pretty. And very buildable. See how it's super light? But then you can build it up and build it up. And it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, Milani blushes, Sarah says. I really need to get some Milani blushes. Oh my goodness. Cream blushes are very hit and miss for me. Very hit and miss. My favorite, actually, surprisingly, my favorite cream blush right now. Hold on, I'm getting it right here. Is this one. And it's stupid expensive, but I really like this one a lot. The Lipstick Queen Frog Prince. It is so beautiful on the cheeks. That's what it ends up looking like. And it's that mauve-y. It's very, 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 very natural. And it's so pretty, and it lasts all day long. It is so beautiful. It's really nice. I have a whole review on this line, the Lipstick Queen Frog Prince line. But the blush is perfect. Especially if you have dry skin, I would imagine this would be nice because it's got that like an oily base to it. It's really, really nice. And you see how subtle that is. Super, super subtle. Lauren says Essence blushes are amazing, very similar to Too Faced in my opinion. I have one Essence blush and it's not natural. It's this one right here, but it's really good. It's really, really good. Really good. I got that at Generation Beauty last year, I believe. All right, let's move on and let's talk about some bronzers, okay? So a staple bronzer that I use that I feel like is very natural is the Hoola bronzer on me. I really like this one a lot. I've used it for years. I don't know why I haven't hit pan on it. I use this sometimes instead of blush. It just kind of depends on the look that I'm going for. Sometimes blush looks nicer. Sometimes I'll put a blush over top of it. But I'm not one that does like the bronzer like all over my face thing. I feel like it makes me look like I haven't washed, and I don't like that. I don't like that dirty look. And I think that might be operator error. It may be me just not knowing how to do it properly. Maybe I'm making it too thick. But it just doesn't look right on my face shape and all that. So I just put a little bit on the cheeks, and I really like this a lot. It's really nice. It's very, very nice. So, yeah, Julia says, I can't keep up with chat today at all. I know. Oh my gosh, I know. Seriously. But yeah, this one's really, really nice. Is that the only one I brought out? I think that was the only one I brought out because I'm like sitting here looking at all my bronzers like, not that one, not that one, not that one. Too Faced, the original chocolate one is nice for me. I know they have that one for different skin tones as well. There's deeper ones. For deeper skin tones. Marina says, Makeup Geek Spellbound. Lauren says, Physicians Formula. Yes, I need to break down and get that stupid butter bronzer. Everybody tells me about the stupid butter bronzer. Did I just get makeup all over my face? I'm like going like this on my face. It's like, wait, I had blush on my fingers. Hold on. Did I just get makeup all over my face? No. Because I do that sometimes. I'll get swatches on my face and I'll be like, eyeshadow on the chin for like half an hour. So NARS makes a nice bronzer. Yes, NARS, what is the NARS? NARS Laguna is very, very nice. It muddies a little bit on me though, unfortunately. Olivia says the chocolate Soleil in the summer and the milk chocolate in the winter. Yes, let me get my my palette real quick. Too Faced, Little Black Book of Bronzers. One thing you have to be careful of that I'm learning now that I'm looking into ingredients is when you get these sets like this that come with a lot of different products, a lot of times they change the formula for these. So you're not getting the exact same product you would get as if you had gotten the single by itself. So just warning you ahead of time. I do really like these products. It smells so good. Oh my gosh, I open it and it's like waft of chocolate. Wait, Summer says butter bronzer for sure, but you can't get it anymore? Are you serious? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, Summer. You just broke my heart. What? Are you serious? Thank you, moderators, for being on point, by the way, this chat, because I fell for the one, but you guys are like rocking them out so fast that I'm able to continue. So thank you, moderators, for being so amazing. All right. Everybody's talking about how gross that person was. Thankfully, I missed it. All right. So milk chocolate, we've got milk chocolate, and we've got chocolate Soleil, and then we've got dark chocolate in here. And I'm just going to swatch all three so you can see the difference on my skin tone. And that dark chocolate is really warm. Really warm. Let me see if I can get it. Let's put it here. Milk chocolate. I don't know if you can see. There you go. Kenzie says we still have some butter bronzers at Ulta. Good. Okay. Brianna says she saw the butter bronzers at the grocery store. Nice. Well, at least it might be going on its way out, though. I would imagine it was like a summer thing. They were limited edition. Are you serious? What is wrong with people? What's wrong with companies making things limited edition that are amazing? On my skin tone, these actually don't look that much different, but it might be that fact that this is just the Little Black Book of Bronzers. But this is the milk chocolate versus the regular chocolate. So this is milk, this is regular, and this is dark. So you can see how beautiful that would be on a warm, deep skin tone. Would be gorgeous. But yeah, very nice for natural looks to just use bronzer. Instead, just a little bit of bronzer. Don't overdo it. We're not trying to get a suntan. Just, a little bit of bronzer on the cheeks. Very natural, very nice. Any other bronzer recommendations before we move on to highlights? Stevie's Girl says, yes, you can get the Butter Bronzer Physicians Formula. Michelle says she got it at CVS recently, but it might be on its way out. It might be on its way out. So if you want it, I would say get it now. See, now I don't want to get it because I might get it for duping. Once it's gone, people are like, I miss my butter bronzer. And it's like, but I have a dupe for you, you know? Let's see. Kaylee says, I'm so afraid of bronzer. I'm super pale and I've never been able to find a bronzer that doesn't make me look dirty. Help. I'm scared to bring this one out. I'm scared because it's expensive. Hold on. Where is it? I can't find it. Okay, I'm not going to make you sit there while I look for it. But the Burberry one. The Burberry one in medium. I have a little mini one that I got in a holiday set. It's so nice. It's so nice and natural. It really is. It's very nice. That would be the one that I would recommend, especially if you can get it in a holiday set where you can get a bunch of different things for the price of a full size. That's what I did. I think it was $30 at Sephora for the mini one. And then you got a little lipstick and then a little primer or something for like 30 bucks. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. So, yes. Contouring. We can go into contouring. So contouring, of course you guys know I love my e.l.f. contour palette. That's a given. But contouring for me, I feel like contouring is one of those things that can go not natural real quick. Real quick. But this one is probably, as far as high-end ones go, this one's probably my favorite, the Anastasia one. I like it better than the Kat Von D, and I'll tell you why, and it really has to do with lasting power. I feel like the lasting power of the Anastasia definitely beats out the Kat Von D on my skin. I use this middle shade here. You can see this one right here is the one that I use for contouring. It's a little bit cooler. This one's pretty warm. This one's a little deeper and a little warm. But yeah, I use this one in the middle, and I really like that one a lot. For Kat Von D, I do have the shade in light. And you guys saw on the show today that, weird. I'm wondering what happened there. Okay. All right, sorry, I got distracted for a second. So with the Kat Von D, I use the center shade here, but this one's really nice as well. Actually, you know what? I think I use this one more than I use this one, but I kind of use both of those. But for deep skin tones, there you go, right there, right there. And now they have the one in the show that has the refillable pans. So you can take it out, like let's say you have a friend who has a lighter skin tone or a deeper skin tone, you can take the pan out that's not right for you and trade with a friend, you know, which is kind of nice. Olivia says the Kevyn Aucoin contour palette is amazing. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Let me put these up, and then I want to talk about that because I want to show you the comparison between the two. I mean, really and truly, if you look at it, these are quite similar. This one's, let's see, I guess you would compare these two, but this one's deeper than this one, and this one's definitely deeper than this one. So they are different. They are different. As far as the highlights go, we've got two mattes in here, and then, let's see. Yeah, these are all mattes up here, but this is a shimmer in the Anastasia. I haven't used this that much. I don't know why. I don't know why I haven't used it much, but I haven't. I guess when it says contour kit, I always pick this up for contouring. I don't pick this up for highlighting. I don't know why. Kevyn Aucoin contour palette. Let me get that out. It's right here. This is what happened with me in the Kevyn Aucoin contour book that I got. This was last holiday season, I think I got this. All right. This is disgusting on the other side because it's seen a lot of love. This, I used to be like holy grail status for contour. And for whatever reason, recently, it's looked like dirt on me. And I don't know why. This is a sculpting powder in medium. I actually used to own a full size of it. Because I got this, I passed that on to my sister-in-law, so she has that now. But this is, it turned like dirt on me, and I don't understand why. Oh my goodness, Tabitha, thank you. And Steph and everybody blocking all these creepers, thank you so much. But yeah, the sculpting powder has been, I don't know what happened to it, why it got all yucky on me and turned dirt. Like, it's kind of gray tones. But if you have super cool tone, if you have super cool tone skin, this may work for you. So, yes. Mimi says Sleek has my favorite contour palette as well. Steph says this is just one big game of whack-a-mole. That's what I used to say when I was teaching. It's like, pay attention, 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 pay attention. It was like whack-a-mole. So, but anyway, Liz says the Makeup Geek contour, great, pigmented and not expensive. Fantastic. Oh, the Makeup Revolution one. Let me get that one. That's a good one. I have that one right here. Hold on. Where are you? There it is. Makeup Revolution one. This is probably my favorite product from Makeup Revolution. I've had hit or miss experiences with their eyeshadows, but I really like the contour palette a lot. It's very, very nice. I use this shade here primarily because then you see how it gets kind of warm over here. But I use this shade. I really like it a lot. It's really nice. Definitely. Definitely. So, yes. Nancy says, I use a lot of my contour palettes for eyeshadow on natural days, which is another fantastic, fantastic suggestion there, Nancy. Thank you. Roxanne says she loved my teaching video. Thank you so much. What are you talking about ice cream? Lauren says, I have heard the new IT Cosmetics contour palette is great for fair skin, but I haven't tried it. How does it last throughout the day? It's okay. It lasts for a good schoolwork day, but it doesn't last much longer than that. If for lasting power, I would definitely recommend the Anastasia. I feel like that one is definitely the best for lasting power. I would say the Makeup Revolution lasts about the same as the Kat Von D Shade and Light. It'll last you a good 6 hours before you start going, okay, contour's gone. Contour's gone. Brianna says, I've never actually used a legit contour powder. I just use a bronzer. It's whatever works for your skin tone. It's whatever works for your skin tone. Jay says, contouring makes me look old. Really? Wow, I'm surprised. You're probably using the wrong shade. We got to get you the right shade. Sandra says, why would I need more than one contour shade? I don't know. I like to have a one that's slightly warmer and one that's slightly cooler, depending on what blush I'm using and what eyeshadow look I'm doing. Sometimes I do tend to go a little bit lighter or a little bit warmer. I mean, a little lighter, a little bit cooler or a little bit warmer, depending on the rest of the look. But then you can just use a bronzer. I mean, really and truly, like, when you look at like what I own for makeup, please don't take that as role model status. Like, you don't need all this stuff. The only reason why I have all this stuff is because of my YouTube channel. So please don't think that you need everything that I have, because you absolutely 100% don't. All right, last thing we need to talk about, because we have 10 minutes left, is highlight. Natural highlight. Yes, natural highlight. So in these... I know, is that an oxymoron, natural highlight? Of course, you have matte highlights you can use for under eye setting. It'll brighten up your under eye. It can look very, very natural. You can highlight down the bridge of your nose, the middle of your forehead, your chin, things like that. I personally don't. I will only use a matte highlight for under my eyes. That's the only place I use it. You definitely want to use your concealer. Make sure you don't have dark circles before you brighten that area, though, because you don't want to brighten the darkness. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that that's kind of evened out. Okay? Jay says, non-touring. Never heard of it. I'm intrigued. YouTube. YouTube has everything. All those strange things. I think it started on Instagram, I think. I don't know. I'm ignorant to that. I'm totally ignorant to that. So anyway, Brianna wants to know if I could do a declutter someday. I really need to. Girlfriend, my drawers are getting full, and it's stupid. I don't need to have all this. I definitely need to. Monica says, I love Fiona Styles complexion highlights. I have Fiona Styles video coming up this week. I'm so excited. Anna says, Kevin Aquan Candlelight is perfect for every day. Yes, and that's in this palette. Let me get it out, because this is a really nice highlight for more natural. See how it's like, it's not super shiny? Nice and natural. What's the best for dark circles? I personally use the, I like the NYX Dark Circle. It's got an oily base though, so think about whether you would like that. I also like the hard candy. What's it called? The hard candy, the double stick thing. I didn't get out concealers. Hold on. I couldn't think of it. Hard Candy Glamouflage Light. That's my other favorite for my dark circles, which I did not cover today. Oh, kids are back in the house. Excuse the noise. Okay, so anyway, so that one's a good one. And then the other one I want to recommend is the Hourglass one. The Hourglass one gives a little bit more of a glow, but it's not so much that it accentuates fine lines and wrinkles and pores and all of that. I've seen this on people with textured skin, and it looks beautiful. Just gives a really nice highlight. Let me go close my door real quick. Hold on. Okay. So you can see there's one here also for a little bit for like medium to deeper skin tones. There's this here. Redhead for Trouble says, I love my Becca Skin Illuminator. See, like I feel like the Becca is kind of overkill. Like it's kind of crazy. Like the way that it's just so glowy, all that Becca stuff. I've never tried the Becca Skin Illuminator. Wait, Becca Skin Illuminator. Are they all called Skin Illuminators? Hold on a second here. Hold on a minute here. No, they're not. Shimmering Skin Perfectors. These are crazy. So let me swatch Champagne Pop next to these just so you can see the difference in shine level. So this is not natural. And then here's the Hourglass ones. And then this is the Kevyn Aucoin Candlelight. So you can see the difference. You can see the difference. So, I mean, this is not natural, is where I'm going with that. So those are the big highlights that I feel like I want to recommend for the for natural highlights. I want to hear some things from you all. The Asian Cutie says Anastasia Beverly Hills highlights too, which I don't own. Hold on a minute. Julia said that yay or nay Nicole helped her out a lot. What did Nicole say? She has lots of, Nicole has lots of great tips on her YouTube channel. She says, contour is like a shadow. Bronzer makes you look tan. Don't contour with a bronzer with shimmer if it's too warm or it looks weird. Yes. Great advice, Nicole. Yeah, if you're, let me go into that just a little bit more. So the difference between a bronzer and a contour, if you're not sure, is that a bronzer is supposed to warm up the skin, kind of give you a little bit of flush of color, almost like a blush, but more of a brown tone, you know, give you that almost like a tannish kind of color to your skin. Kind of deepen up the skin a little bit. Where a contour is supposed to chisel out, it's got a totally different purpose. It's supposed to chisel out your bones. It's supposed to create a shadow so that you look like you have a more sculpted face. So of course you can contour more places than right here, but that's kind of the point of it. So they have completely different purposes. Some people with warmer skin tones can get away with using bronzers as a contour, but it kind of depends on how warm the bronzer is, because if you think about, I've said this before, hopefully it's not repetitive. If you think about a shadow has no warmth, it has no coolness, it's just shadow. There's no light to give it warmth or cool, it's just a shadow. So the more neutral color you can get, typically leaning on the cooler side for a contour, the more it will make it look like a real shadow. But it really depends on your skin tone, because a shadow off of my skin tone is going to be different than a shadow off of someone with a more warm skin tone. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so that's kind of how that works. Megan says, favorite highlights are the Essence eyeshadow in Snowflake, but it's not natural at all. Larissa says, hi, Jen, I'm a big fan. Much love from the Philippines. Hello in the Philippines. Let's see. Summer says, contour is great for creating shadows. It's meant to be subtle. Exactly. It's meant to be subtle. Coconut says, I'm scared of liquid highlighter. With liquid highlighter, one thing you can do is you can use, hold on a second, let me grab a couple of brushes here. Okay, this is the one that I can find. But with liquid highlighter, I've been trying out these Royal & Langnickel, they're the Moda brushes that you can get at Walmart. Oh my gosh, am I in love with these or what? I'm going to have to do an entire video on these Moda brushes because number one, they're gorgeous. Number two, they work great. And number three, they're cheap. So this is the Royal & Langnickel Stippler brush. So if you're using a cream blush or a cream highlighter and you're a little bit scared of application, use a stippling brush. So the way you find a stippling brush is you look for these sparse bristles here, because if you think about it, the product is going to pick up on the bristles. So the more bristles you have, the more product you're going to pick up. So when you're dealing with a cream product, a stippling brush is a great way to get it just where you want it and blend it out slowly, because you don't want a big stripe of cream. You also don't want to blend it away, because cream products can tend to kind of blend away, especially cream highlights. Sometimes you can kind of over blend them and then you don't see them at all. And it's like, where did it go? But if you use a stippling brush, you can slowly blend it out so you can get the perfect amount of shine or the perfect amount of blush that you're looking for. So e.l.f. makes an excellent stippling brush. That one is super accessible. If you see these at Walmart, I definitely recommend picking these up. I'm going to do a review of all of these that I got at Generation Beauty because people need to know about these things. They're amazing. Phil says, for deeper skin, Becca Opal Liquid and ColourPop's Wisp. See, those for me are way not natural, but for a deeper skin tone, they work for you. That's fantastic. Miss Kruger says she loves the e.l.f. Stipple brush. Goodness, what is up with all the creepers today? Goodness. All right. Annalisa says, I forgot the ColourPop had come out with highlighters. I'll try that, see if it works better with me than tan that I've been using. I can get Wisp. I have Wisp. Watch me Wisp. That's skinny dip. Hold on. Wisp. Here's Wisp. And it is a dupe for Becca's Opal. It's just a cream formula. And if you like the powder, ooh, it's still so creamy. There's Wisp. So I just put that on with my finger. And then let me show you with a stippling brush. Another thing you can do is you can put it on with your fingers, and then you can, let me show you. You can put it on with your fingers and then stipple it out, or you can just put it on like that and stipple it in. So do you see how it just gives a nice subtle glow? And then I can put it back in and then build it up a little bit more. Or I can take this one and I can just kind of blend it out slowly. See what I'm saying? So this is really, really nice. And you can also pat it out too. If you want to pat it out, that works as well. If you really want a subtle glow, you want to dip it in and then pat it on. Especially this one doesn't seem to be stippling out as well as some of the other cream products that I own. But yes, these are very, very nice. I neglect my ColourPop highlighters. I don't know why, because they are very, very nice. So Lauren says, I love Becca Moonstone. She's of a very fair skin tone. Opal is too dark for me. Works as a blush topper though. Yeah, and like you can see, this one is like it's a more medium toned highlighter. So yeah, Sammy says, I love the NARS concealer and the Urban Decay, but I feel like the NARS has more pigment. And I've been really loving the Shape Tape by Tarte. Michelle says, what type of brushes did you have me raving out? I missed the name. They're called Moda brushes, M-O-D-A. They're these neon brushes. They have like a soft silicone handle, and they're at Walmart. So, yeah. Roxanne says, Mary Lou. Mary Lou is not natural. We'll talk about Mary Lou next week when we talk about those bold looks, because we're going into bold looks next week. Make sure you come back next week for the bold discussion. Kimberly says, yeah, Opal's too dark for me right now, but I have it for fake tan days. There you go. R says, does Mary Lou have glitter in it? Actually, I don't like glitter. I just want highlight. No, it doesn't have glitter. Where's Mary Lou? Mary Lou is just shimmer. There's no glitter. Let me put it. We'll put it way down here because I don't know. There's Mary Lou. So it's just shimmer. There's no glitter. Steph was talking about something that needs. What's Steph talking about? I want to know what Steph's talking about. Shape Tape is great now that I figured out how to set it properly. Yes, and one thing about the Shape Tape is that the Shape Tape, the wand is so soft and comfortable and gigantic that I feel like I just want to like slather it on, but you only need the tiniest little bit. Summer says, I love the Born This Way concealer. It doesn't suck moisture out of my poor under eyes. Nice. Nice. Karen, sorry, says, I love to get my hands on the Shape Tape. My shade has been sold out forever. Sherry says, Mary Lou is beautiful. I use it on the lid and the inner corner all the time also. Yes, absolutely. And you can use shimmer eyeshadows in a natural look. You don't have to use shimmer eyeshadows just in a bold look. You just don't want to overdo it. You want to make sure you pair it with some mattes in there to give more of a natural look. Do I set the Shape Tape? I'm sorry, your name went too fast for me to be able to sound it out. I do set it, but I don't set it with anything special, at least so far. But I don't have a lot of problems with creasing. I have a little bit of creasing, like a little bit of wrinkles here. I don't have a huge problem with creasing. When I do choose to set concealer, a lot of times I'll use the Kat Von D Shade in Light. I'll use this middle shade here. Or I'll just use whatever powder I have. So like I love my Milani powder, and I'll just take a brush and concentrate it right under my eyes to make sure that it's there. So Anna says, you don't necessarily need to set the Shape Tape. I'm oily and it doesn't crease. Yeah, I haven't had a problem with it either. Oh, Candy's here. Miss Candy, what's up, girl? She says, I'm always late. Aw. Yeah, Steph, I don't know what's going on with all the people we're needing to block today. Thank you, Steph, for helping. Goodness, I think it's because YouTube changed the chat format, so maybe people are able to find it a lot easier. Yeah, so it's 11 o'clock already. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. This time went by so fast. I love talking to you guys. This has really, really been fun. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. If you are here and you want to come back next week, chat will be at the same time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time is the plan. You never know with family things come up, being a human. It's not a TV show, so things come up. But the plan is, I'm pretty sure, that's what I want to do, is to come back Sunday at 10 a.m. and it should be here. Topic is going to be bold, how to get a really nice bold look. We'll talk about transitioning from a neutral shade, natural look, transitioning into trying out bolder looks. How do you transition when you're used to doing natural and you want to try something more bold? We're going to be talking about that. And then just some great products for bold looks, things that work really, really well. So I want to thank you guys so much for being here. I really had a lot of fun and I learned a lot. If you're watching this on the replay, definitely leave your suggestions in the comments below. You can also read the comments below. It's like a blog down there. I mean, people have, I swear, I have the smartest, most knowledgeable, amazing viewers on my YouTube channel. Like, the community is stinking amazing. Like, if you read the comments below, you will learn so much. I learned so much. So definitely read the comments below. If you want to keep chatting, we do have a Facebook group. Our Facebook group is groups/What's Up in Makeup. You do have to ask permission to enter, but our moderators over there, our admins over there, most likely will let you in. And within the next, day or so, people will make sure that you get in if you are a legit person. So definitely go over and join the Facebook group. It's a great group of ladies. It's a nice, safe environment. Women of all ages, all nationalities are over there, and there's a lot of fun happening over there. Definitely go to whatsupinmakeup.com if you want to know the products that came out that you saw in the show today. You can click and it'll tell you where you can buy them. You can also find the What's on My Face video, which is saying what went on my face for this week's episode of What's Up in Makeup. So you can head over there for that. We have our What's Up in Makeup app, which is like Instagram for super nice people. You can download that. That's for iOS or Android. You can download that, and that is it's a free download. And you can search for Jen Loves Reviews or What's Been Makeup to find that. So, Julie, I love you too. Julie says, we love you, Jen. I love you too. So, Wendy says, I'm legit. Well, Wendy, get over to the Facebook group, Wendy. Get over to the Facebook group. All right, guys. Let me see if I can figure out how to end this. I think I know how. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. Mad love. And I will see you in a video soon. Bye.